All right, well, it's all set up. We have our little, I've got the light on, so it might interfere with the time lapse, but whatever. All right, so have our Z72 firing away at, I think it's 5-second intervals. The setup is nice. My hands are a little bit cold, so I'm gonna put on my gloves now. But yeah, so that's it. Like, I think I've got my setup done now, and I'm ready to go out into the world, take off the training wheels, so to speak, and get out there and do some real time-lapse work out there in nature. It's good. I like it. It gives me something to do on a Sunday morning when I get out. You know, work on the mind, work on the photos, work on time lapses, framing, learning this whole thing. I mean, it's good to do this. It kind of fits with what you know, some of the other stuff that I'm doing. But what I want to, I guess, talk about is like the benefits of this. I mean, first one, getting out into nature, getting outside. Photography is amazing like that. You get to spend time in the studio. You also get to spend time out in nature. In this case, anyway, doing nature photography and time lapse. So that's a real benefit for me. You get to use your mind in terms of trying to locate areas, kind of deliberating about, you know, what it is you want to take a photo of. At the moment, I'm not really focusing on framing. I want to get my hands on the tools so I don't have to think about them, so it becomes kind of like muscle memory. Open the tripod, put the camera on, set up the Wi-Fi, connect the phone, and then get the time lapse rolling. So I think one of the next things I want to do is, like, location scouting is a big thing. So getting the locations set up. And also, with locations, there is the other important thing of framing, obviously. And I guess meaning. There's the next kind of step after framing is meaning. Is like, well, doing time lapses in special areas for special reasons that aren't really, just about taking a photo, learning how to take a photo. It's funny because some of the first photos I ever took when I was walking out in the mountains, it's funny because the first photos I ever took were actually hiking up in, kind of like in the Bulgarian mountains, mountain ranges around there, and near the Caucasus. So it was quite remote, and I got some nice photos. But I guess looking at them now, it's like, yeah, they're nice, but they could be better. But anyway, so the next thing is about like finding meaning in the photos by, I guess, just having the camera there with you to capture the moment. Well, with nature specifically for me, I've just got to fix up this section here. So now I have this going. I think I've just blown it out a little bit, but that's all right. This is just like, it's part of the game. As I'm learning, I know, so that's the other thing, right? That's the other thing. Setting exposure, setting the I guess the time interval, like that's the shutter speed right now. So I had to drop it down again. So that's when I have to learn about, what to do there. I think in the case here with the Z7 II, most of the time I can really underexpose. I wouldn't want to overexpose it. I'm not sure what that means for the Z7 II in terms of like the top end of the exposure. I think blowing it out will blow it out, and you can't fix that. But in terms of the shadows, there's probably more leeway there. This sensor is not it's not a backside illuminated sensor like the Z8, so it can capture more light. I have seen people talk about the fact that it does, in fact, capture kind of like a greenish tinge. Although I haven't seen it, I haven't done a direct comparison. That might be in the other thing that I'll do soon, is like take some photos of various things and just compare them and get some feedback on that to you guys. Don't think there's going to be a Z7 III. I don't think, so with the Z7 IIs, I think the peak of it at the moment, I can't see how why Nikon would release a super high-end camera with lots of megapixels. And the reason for that is that you don't really need it for any print. Any kind of print, you don't need that much data. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next with all this stuff. So I'm gonna keep this rolling, and we'll catch up again at the end. It's not gonna be a long one. It's gonna be like 30 minutes of photo capture. That's the other thing. Like with the last time lapse, I really captured a long period of time because it was right there where, you know, right next to my place. So it was easy to capture and set up for a long period of time. And there also wasn't a sunrise or sunset. So yeah, and I have to make breakfast for the family. So that's the other thing in terms of getting up in the mornings. I have like a finite span of time to do it. All right, let's get back into this. Well, hello again. So you probably can see that over there. Very nice little sunrise. I didn't actually catch that part, but we're all done with the time lapse. It's all done. Beautiful little cloudy, light little cloud. We've got the wetlands over here, I think. Over there, yep. It all worked out. It was really nice. Kept it going. I think I blew out the highlights just in the beginning a little bit. So one of the things I want to practice when I'm doing this is you have the different steps that you take in the shutter speed as you're doing this. There is like an auto mode where you can change the shutter speed as it goes. Maybe. I think there's an auto mode in the Holy Grail time lapse. Wow, look at that. That's really nice, isn't it, up there? Oh, those clouds, that kind of golden, delicious, peachy color. You just almost want to eat it. It's nice. Really, really, really like it. Yeah, so basically, time-lapse is done. Everything is done. Looking good. So what's next? I think I'm going to take all this stuff home and set up, you know, get things going in the studio and get it all going. But I didn't actually catch that sunrise. I was more interested in the kind of cloud moving here, but it would have been nice to catch this. Why not? Yeah, the Z7 II, love it. Really light, really easy to use. More compact than the Z8. So I am again leaning more towards the Z7 II for time lapses. Okay, let's back all this stuff up and get going back into the studio. Well, the time-lapse actually is pretty nice. It's surprising how it turned out, given I guess the fact that it was just here and it was just a bit of a foggy morning. It's a bit freezing, but yeah. So one quick update, I guess, is I've switched over to N-Log NRAW on the Z6 III in 6K now, because the 4K footage, it just doesn't really cut it. Especially, you know, I've got the Z8. The Z8 footage is amazing when it on the 4K, but the 4K Z6 III is a little bit blotchy. You know, you probably don't notice it, but I do. I guess it's not a big deal to change over to 6K. I'm gonna finish this off and then I'll upload this video and I'll see you at the next one. Catch ya!